Okay, so I'm welcoming you, my dear students of the honors program, to what qualitative research is all about. In this presentation, I'm just going to look at meaning of qualitative research, approaches to qualitative research, some examples of qualitative research, qualitative data analysis procedure, and then we'll do some summary. And then you will have some reading materials that I have also listed at the end. Qualitative research is a process of data collection that are primary in nature to explore the in-depth understanding of phenomena or events, to advance reasons for such observations made in order to make sense of unstructured data collected. It is a study whose data are falling within nominal or ordinal level or scale. A nominal scale is simply a label, just as you can have a name tag to something. It's simply a label which is specific in character and does not overlap with any other. It makes no qualitative meaning. And it involves modes and frequency tables. Examples such as gender issues, where you have male and female only. Color of eyes, talking about dark or brown. Color of hair, such as black, brown, blonde, gray, or any other. All these form what we classify as nominal scale character. The ordinal scales are measures of non-numerical concepts such as discomfort, happiness, satisfaction, levels of agreement or disagreement, and so on. They involve rank ordering, mode, median, percentiles in the form of data collected. Approaches to qualitative research. We have various approaches to doing qualitative research. And as young researchers coming into the field of research, I will mention a few and discuss some more common ones among them quickly. One of the approaches is in-depth interviews, otherwise known as semi and unstructured interview activities. We have the ethnography, which involves provision of a detailed, in-depth description of everyday life and practice. This borders on culture such as language, belief, norms, taboos of the people that the research is being done upon. Another approach is focus group. And focus group has become, in the recent times, a very important tool or approach for qualitative data collection. Focus groups are data collected using semi-structured groups in a specific topic, on a specific topic. 4 principles guide the use of focus groups. One is standardization of questions to permit discussions that will emerge from such activity. A second character is the characteristics of the groups depending on stratification, such as age, gender, socioeconomic status, All these and others based on the nature and purpose of the research. In other words, we are saying that depending on the nature of your research, you may want to measure age, you may want to have gender or any of these parameters as key areas that you need data for. A third approach under focus group is that the number of participants in each group must be sizable, manageable, not too large that the focus group researcher will not be able to manage. 4, the level of moderator involvement must be such that he or she ensures management of group dynamics among the group members. We also have qualitative content analysis, and this is such that you have a given content, which could be a report, could be a book, could be other research presentations, and the new researcher goes on to read through, determine what is important in that presentation, and comes up with themes and then making meaning out of them all. We also have evaluation as one of the approaches to qualitative research, evaluating what people have done, evaluating results, evaluating the dynamics in a given society, and so on. Another is grounded theory. Grounded theory enables a researcher to develop a theory to explain the main concern of a study and how that concern could be resolved or processed. In other words, grounded theory is generic, grounded theory is organic, and it enables the researcher to come up with outstanding theory at the end. We also have semiotics as an approach for qualitative research. Semiotics talks about the relationship of science to which they stand for in maths, science, and technology subjects, including computer sciences. In talking about semiotics, we have various symbols meaning one thing at a time, and which could be interpreted as such by the audience that will be consuming the product of that research. Another is observation, including participant observation. Participant observation, as I refer you to Barbara Qualitucci in 2005, has various steps and stages of implementation. And by so doing, using participant observation, it simply means that the observer should see himself or herself as part of the process of observation. First, he must ensure that he has basic knowledge of the environment where the subjects are located. He must understand the characteristics and makeups of the people to be observed. And in order to give you more information on this, I wish you go back and read up the work done by Barbara Qualitucci. Another style of of qualitative research or approach is archival text, in which case primary research involves seeking out and extracting evidence from original archival records. The process is generally more complex and time consuming than the simple library and internet search, presenting challenges of identifying, locating, and interpreting relevant documents. In other words, for you to make use of archival text as an approach in qualitative research, you must have some special skills, ability to sort out what is what between items, to be able to identify what you need, where you can find such, and then the right interpretation to selected important documents. And finally, on this, I mention case study, which is very common in our present day research activities. It is the collection and presentation of detailed information about a particular participant or small group, frequently including the accounts of the subjects themselves. The case study gives room to understanding properly everything possible about a given phenomenon or event. Now, examples of qualitative research environments. I quickly take you through a few of them. One, exploring decision-making process of mathematics, science, and technology teachers in the classroom. Here you have exploration of how mathematics teachers, science teachers, technology teachers in their various classrooms make decisions. And it is usually quite interesting to share from such research activity. Students' opinion about whatever. It could be their opinion about a particular topic, their opinion about a problem-solving approach, their opinion about the nature of the subject itself. These are all within the purview of qualitative research environment. Now, qualitative research titles do not usually suggest a comparison of groups or a relationship among variables. Instead, qualitative titles suggest possible exploration of one idea as the central phenomenon for an in-depth understanding to doing formulation of theories. Now, let's consider a few steps of a qualitative data analysis procedure. If we are doing content analysis, these following steps will help you as a researcher. One, you need to transcribe the data that you have received. If the data was audio tapes, listen to it, put it down, what you have heard from the discussion, and then from there you go to step 2, which means you read the transcript that you have made out of that audio tape. 3, highlight all quotes and note why they are important from the transcription that you have read. 4, code the quotes according to margin notes, meaning you code the quotes in such a way that one leads to the other and in their various groups. 5, sort the quotes into coded groups, and that is what we call the teams. Then you interpret the pattern observed from the codes. That is number 6. And then describe these patterns as the 7th step. Now, summary of research, qualitative research process. In all, qualitative research process is summarized as follows. 1. You reflect on what is the exact problem of interest. Think about it and come out with reasons why such is an important problem to look out for a solution. 2. You frame appropriate research questions around the problem that you have so identified in your reflection. 3. Design the study. In other words, you need to hone your topic to a given focus. What necessary here is that you consider who the participants are to be, where, meaning the place where the research is to take place, then when, and the when should include both the time, specific time, and the duration it will take for you to gather the necessary data, and how, talking about the materials and the instructions needed to enable the participants know what to do. 4. Define the goals and objectives of the study. Any study and every study that has no definite goals and objectives is already a lost one from the beginning, because at the end of your data collection, you have nothing to say, yes, this is what you have achieved out of the study. 5. Do extensive review of related literature in order to determine the gap that your study has to fill up. For every research must solve a problem. 6. Collect data using appropriate approaches, such as those approaches that we have mentioned in a few of those slides past. Then 7. Analyze the data using coding actions and quotes. Then 8. Generate findings through the synthesis of notes, all that you have gathered, interview records, your video records, and artifacts are analyzed from what you have got to determine a possible pattern out of all you are looking for. Then you validate the findings by doing some triangulations. In this, you need to take your finding and then look through other literatures to find out what people have said about that. Not only that, you can do your triangulations by seeking people's opinion, more or less, further discussions and interviews, to be sure that your findings have a space to occupy. And then finally, you do the reporting. If this is done, at the end of the day, you will be happy to say, yes, I have done some work that can be determined to be qualitative research. Remember, by way of running through it, we have said something about the meaning of qualitative research. That it is truly looking at in-depth study of given events. We have discussed the qualitative approaches to doing qualitative research. We have also shared a few examples of qualitative research. Not only that, we discussed the methods to doing qualitative data analysis. Remember, the methods and procedure we have outlined in this presentation are just rudimentary. Why? Because you are just coming into research life. There are more detailed um, procedures of doing qualitative data analysis that shall be presented in subsequent lecture. And then, having said all that, I welcome you to some recommended books that you will see at the end of these slides. Thank you for being part of this presentation.